Well, good morning people, how are you all diddling? As you can see, I'm mobile again. Not the best car in the world, and I miss my Berlingo, but transport's transport. Anyway, yeah, so time for a walk, and yes, I'm at Foss. Well, not actually at Foss, I'm at Maybeck, doing the Littlebeck, Maybeck to Littlebeck loop. So without further ado, let's crack on with it. I'll tell you something, it's absolutely bitter. It's freezing, but with that wind chill it's got to be -3. Has to be. But it's snot froze on my nose. Oh dear. Yeah, we're watching some walks on BBC. Winter walks. I think it's winter walks with, and then the semi-famous person. And they're actually using Insta360 1X2, which is basically what I do. You know, that's what these videos are. Not necessarily just winter walks, you know, just walks and stuff. And I found them quite boring actually. Editing's not up to scratch. I love the drone shots because I do actually have a drone as well. But mostly it's just them walking with 1X2 and just randomly talking, which is what I do. And I found them quite boring. Am I that boring? I hope not. I try and put some nice editing in and some nice scenes and stuff, some nice music. They don't have any music, it's just them talking and noise around them, randomly bumping into strangers. Although they do have really top-notch audio. Yeah, well, they have BBC editors to put it all together. They don't use the scope of the 1X2. You know, I'll do rolls, I'll do pans, I'll do this and that and anything else. They don't do anything like that. They don't utilise the 1X2 for what it's capable of. But yeah, we'll get to a point and I totally forgot what the point was. Anyway, I'm out at wind, so you should be able to hear me. Very emotional, very strenuous 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, something. With my dad, he's not well at all. But I'll get to that later on. I'll just give you an update on how he's doing and what's happened. That's where you come out at Woodland down there. Onto Metal Road. Then up this way. And then it's pretty much all farmland for a fair bit. Bit of woodland in the middle and more farmland, and then you go down into Little Beck. But I think up here on farmland it's going to be very windy and very cold with that wind chill. Anyway, let's crack on. Well, it's been a lovely walk so far. Along woodland over there, fields and that. Bitterly cold. And blowing a gale. Rather brisk. But am I bothered? I'm a buggery. I brought plenty of tea today. Get 4 cups out of this bugger. What's that? Get a bit of ventilation. Yeah, as you can see, I've got a car. It's not the way I wanted to do it. I wanted to sell my trike and buy a van, as you know, and then slowly do it up as a camper. No, not like these big VW vans that you see and stuff, but just a very basic camper with a leisure battery and a gas heater, and then I just use my camping stove and stuff. That was my plan, but like I mentioned earlier, my dad's very poorly. He got diarrhea and sickness, which for some reason made his kidneys shut down. So first of all I got rushed into hospital with diarrhea and sickness because he couldn't keep anything down. Everything was just coming straight out of him, and he was severely malnourished and dehydrated. Just over a space of a few days, doctors came out and they rushed him straight into hospital. I think he was just in there one night or two, can't remember. Then they discharged him. Still had diarrhea and sickness, then couldn't wee, and turns out that his kidneys were shutting down, suffering with chronic kidney failure. So they rushed him in again. A couple of days, they were a bit touch and go, and he started picking up, and then they said they were going to discharge him last Friday. So last Friday I went up to Scotland with John Boy to have a look at a trike, which is now what? It's a Caterpillar trike, really industrial, massive frame. It's just, I love it, it's beautiful. Yeah, so anyway, I was up in Scotland and I got a message saying that my dad had had a massive heart attack. I was in fucking Scotland, I couldn't know what I could do, which made me feel really shit. So they transferred him from St James's to ICU at Leeds General Infirmary. Kidneys still knackered, but they did find out it wasn't actually a heart attack. But then they discovered that he has sepsis, and they couldn't find where it was coming from. And it was the blood poisoning coursing through his body and his kidneys that made his heart go into like spasm type thing. I suppose it's a sort of heart attack. And his heart just couldn't pump his blood. Anyway, he's been on drips and everything. It's not good. But it just seemed to be picking up a bit now. For the first time in a couple of weeks, he's actually been able to go to a proper toilet. Kidneys are still bad. Still got the blood poisoning, but they are pumping him full of antibiotics. He's on like, yeah, that's where we're at. Still in LGI. Still very poorly. Not as confused as he was. Totally forgot where I was going. Anyway, when all this started, I had no transport, my trike's off road, I was selling it, it's winter, and I had no way of getting through to Leeds. So I went to Key Garage. There were a couple of cars I wanted to get, which were nice. The only car they had was this red Kia Rio. That's all they had in stock that I could have immediately. 4 days later I got the car, and I could drive to Leeds. Yeah, that's why I got it. I'm still going to sell my trike and get a van and slowly convert it. Yeah, so fingers crossed my dad pulls through. But we've had that many calls now saying that he's on his last legs, he's dying, and then a day or two after he's getting better, and then it happens again. I think it's 3 or 4 times now. Just this roller coaster going up and down and up and down. Got to take my hat off to my niece Rebecca and my sisters, looking after my mum. They're all taking turns staying there, staying with my mum, because obviously she has Alzheimer's. Before he went in hospital and between hospitals, when he were at home, and basically just completely incontinent. And my sisters, they cleaned him, looked after him, bathed him, did everything. I just can't thank them enough. So if you're watching this, thanks. I couldn't have done it. I know you say that when it comes to it, you'll just get on with it and do it, but I don't think I could do it. Anyway, that's where we're at. So I'm going to have a cup of tea, going to have a chocolate slice, chill out for 15-20 minutes, so I'm out at Windon now, and then crack on with walk. And then I'll have my dinner time at Foss, I think. So, oh well, had a lovely break out there. You got 25 minutes, cup of tea, piece of cake, couple of fags, just chilling out and listening to wind in top of trees. Anyway, let's get on with walk. Right, I left my goodbye until I get in care because there were like a load of people and kids and stuff and lots of annoyance, so I couldn't really do my goodbye there. Plus, walking along there, my camera froze, it just stuck and it just went funny and turned itself off again. So I'm going to do it quick.